Hey, welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. I'm TJ Schwanke, and on today's episode, we're headed back to the Eastern Cape of South Africa with Lalapa Safaris. Now, if you'll remember on last week's episode, we were in search of a giant eland, but as often happens in Africa, we got sidetracked by some hot fallow deer action, and I ended up swapping Vanessa, the rifle, for the camera. Let's take a look.
I don't have a shot. I have no shot.
Please. That's it, that's it. That's done. Okay, he's dying, and he's down. There, just like that.
Look at that. That was so cool, hearing him croaking and
Proper steak.
Now, if I can talk Vanessa and give me the rifle back, we can get on with the eland hunt. Speaking of rifles, somehow KLM managed to leave our Sako 90 in Calgary. So we're using one of Ray's rifles until it arrives. If you're not familiar with the Sako 90, it replaced the 85. And this is the adventure model here. It replaced the Finlay 2. We loved our Sako 85s, but this new 90 definitely has a few improvements on it. The first thing you'll notice is they really stiffened up the receiver. And what this does is increase accuracy. The other thing they've done is replace the claw type extractor with a dual plunger extractor like those found on the TRG. This ensures flawless ejection every time, even with scopes with large tubes on low mounts. Speaking of mounts, you'll notice that they added a Picatinny rail to the Sako 90, so you're not limited to the Optolocks. The other thing they did was change the trigger quite a bit, and the first thing you'll notice is the trigger itself is quite a bit wider. And I was a bit skeptical at first, but after shooting it, I found it just gave me so much more contact and control. The trigger is also adjustable from 2.5 to 4 pounds, and it's done with positive clicks and super easy to adjustment. The really cool thing about the trigger though, is you can move it backward and forward in the trigger guard to get a perfect fit for your hand. This adventure model has an adjustable comb on it. Now Vanessa and I shoot the same length of pull, but she likes a little higher comb on her rifle, so this is ideal. The stock is a combination of fiberglass and carbon fiber, and it's got a new coating on it that's impervious to, most chemicals. When we heard that they were replacing the 85, we were concerned as we loved ours, but they've taken a great platform and made it even better. Now, hopefully ours arrives before this hunt is over. We're on day 2 of our hunt here.
Yeah, got a nice fellow deer last night.
Yeah.
And that worked out nicely.
Yeah, that was really nice. So we've been chasing a big eland bull that you and your father saw about a week ago or so.
Yeah, so we saw, we're in an area, it's this normal ranch land. A friend of mine has got 12,000 acres here, and he's of open land, and we saw a nice big eland bull, big straight horns, nice big mop. And we chased him all of yesterday, didn't we? We didn't see him.
Didn't see him. We saw quite a few eland yesterday, but we couldn't find him. And we did see some eland up on this mountain range here yesterday. And then we stopped this morning just for a quick glass before we went into where you'd seen him. And we have spotted quite a bunch of eland up here. Yeah. But just as you were setting up the spotting scope, he walked in behind the trees.
Yeah, so we haven't even left the road yet.
No,
We've
exactly.
Seen the eland, but they're right up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So the beauty of early mornings is you've got the whole day to hunt him.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got the whole day now to work on this if it's the right bull. So we'll take a look in the spotting scope when he comes out.
Yeah.
And then hopefully he's that big bull with the straight horns. And we'll go and we'll hunt him.
The hunt is about the journey.
And that journey has taken us across 6 continents.
But we still love to hunt right here at home in Canada.
Join us on season 26 of Outdoor Quest TV. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Sako and Tika Firearms, demand perfection. Zeiss, we make it visible. Loa Boots, simply more. Silver Willow Taxidermy, see the difference. Closed captioning provided by Deluxe Wall Tents, made in Canada for Canadian conditions.
Nothing can hide like a big old Eland bull.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, once they leave the cows, they're damn hard to find, and that whole massive animal disappears and you don't find them.
Well, there's quite a few mountain ranges interconnect here, and you'll say these Zealand bulls will move 20 miles or more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
And if you push them, they're
they're
go.
gone.
Yeah. Hey, thumb comes up. Hey, thumb comes up. There he comes. And Vanessa spotted him.
Yeah, she's got her Eland eyes on this
Yeah.
this trip.
He said, I think it's him. I see those straight horns. I can just see his horn sticking out the top of the bush now. I hear Eland. I'm convinced it's him.
Yeah. So spotting him is easy,
Yeah.
but he's way up on a mountain there, and
Well, we'll just see.
where he
Long
goes and
range,
what
yeah.
they do. And
Yes, I think that's the right one, TJ. He's looking pretty good. He's much clearer now if you want to come take a look yourself. I'm happy with him.
okay, if you're happy, I'm happy.
He's got a nice brush on him. He's got nice, very straight long horns and wide. You see him?
He's just trashing a tree right now.
Yeah. He looks nice to me.
He does.
Yeah, you see that mop? That
Yeah.
nice dark mop.
He's got his horns just hooked into a tree, just
Yeah.
raking it. Yeah.
I think we can go.
Okay. Well, spotting him is one thing, Ray, but getting into range is going to be another. It looks so open from here, but it's thick up there, and it's
Yeah.
going to be thick here. So
So where we spotted them from, I mean, we were a long ways away, and we could see straight across. But
Yeah.
now suddenly, when we're in this thick stuff, it's not as easy.
yeah, so we drove about 500 yards closer just so we could hide the truck here. There's quite a bit of there's some farm buildings here and fields, so they're quite used to vehicles down here. But once we get in close, they're not going to be very tolerant.
So they're up on top of that mountain over there. So we'll just walk along this farm road,
Yeah.
and just see what we can see from the bottom. 'Cause,
Okay.
you know, like that brush is just as high as this.
Yeah.
So even if we have to get up onto another bank on this side,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or we'll screw it up, one of the two.
Yeah, like I said, if that thing, if we do screw it up, it's gone.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. But I mean, that's
something else.
there's no fences to keep him in here. Once he goes, he's gone.
gone,
So that's all we can do is try.
Let's go and take a look. I'll lay eyes on it.
for sure. So they're still out feeding. They've kind of got a little closer. There was 2 cows with the bull, and then there was 2 cows off to the left, but they've all kind of come together a little bit now. So.
Yeah, he's wanting to go over. He's feeding over.
So it looks like he's kind of heading up and over the top now, Ray.
Yeah, so we've got all day to work on this bull.
Yeah.
So I think we can walk in the bottom and see, how close we can get and whether there's any remote chance of a shot, because he's right on the crest of that mountain now.
Yeah.
So we'll do that and just watch him carefully without spooking. There's lots of eyes up there, lots of females. And if we can't, then he's going to walk over the mountain into the next valley. We'll just follow him. So
Okay.
then we'll go right round and up and onto the top and look down on them in the next valley.
Okay. Do we bring lunch?
Today we've got lunch.
Do you have water?
We've got water
It's in
too,
the
yeah.
truck, but we'll be okay.
But we don't have any water on us. Anyway,
All right. Let's.
Yeah.
We're no sense rushing this. So
no, not at all.
we got all day, like you say. Okay. Cool.
And we know he's in our area, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah. So we're just watching them right now, and they're just going over the top. So Now we got a bit of a decision to make whether we kind of go up this way and kind of go around. But Ray was hoping they would stay on this space and we could maybe get up within 300 or 400 yards and get a shot from the bottom. But that's
He gets out the window now.
yeah, they're gone.
I don't left. I don't do.
Kind of looked like they knew where they wanted to go. They're probably. Do you think they're going to bed down now?
Yeah, he's still feeding. I mean, I can see him feeding on the top of the hill there right now, but he's,
Yeah.
The closer we get, the less we're going to see.
Yeah. And,
We're not going to see him.
and then you said on the other side of that ridge, there's kind of a flat area there.
They're flat on the top and then it drops down into another little valley. Because we're going to hope they drop down into that little valley.
Right.
I think on that flat we'll battle.
Okay.
We're going to bump them, put it that way.
Yeah.
Because we can get right up to the base of that and walk,
Okay.
and depending on wind.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's worth walking there.
From here,
now.
yeah, I know.
You won't see that.
Because they're just going.
Yeah, there's one on his right on the cliff.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Defense Aerosols, bear spray for when your life depends on it. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine. Midland Radio's communication for every adventure.
Yeah, so we've basically done a loop. So we were down in the riverbed looking up on them, and then they went over the ridge.
Okay.
So now we went back to the road to see if we could spot them. They've definitely gone over. So there's no other way for us other than just walk straight up the ridge to where they were and follow them, really.
So just gotta go slow and glass and see them before they see us.
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I'm ready. I hope. It's exciting though. Eland hunting, there's nothing like it. Until you've done it here, like it's as real as it gets. And yeah. Every time we come here, we hunt eland. Eland and kudu and fallow deer. Those are, you have to do them every time.
Those kudus, yeah, that was a problem. I don't know.
Yeah, they were right
There's
here.
nothing
Right?
much we can do.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just scatter to the side.
We're just gonna go over the top here and look, but we got the thermals coming up. I don't think it's the actual wind, it's the thermals coming up. So hopefully once we get to the top, it's not blowing that way. It's just like the thermals coming up too. Once we get here, it might be off. Like once we get to the top, it might be okay. Kudu just barked, so hopefully it doesn't spook the eland away. We saw lots of kudu up here before we started up. So. So there was some eland right here that went over, and then there was some further that way. thinks he's way further to the right, but we haven't seen him yet.
Okay, come over here. There he is. So the cows are on the left.
Yeah, yeah.
And there he's between those two.
Right.
Between those two bushes.
Which tree? Which tree?
The one at the slight angle.
Okay, with the green on top.
The green on the top.
Yeah.
And then the bush on the right.
Okay.
Okay, that's him.
How far?
He was 375.
This segment is brought to you by Stony Creek Hunting Gear. It's in the blood.
Top.
Yeah.
And then the bush on the right.
Okay.
Okay, that's him.
How far?
He was 375.
It's a long poke.
Okay, that is a long poke.
Broadside?
Okay, yeah, when you're ready.
He's kind of quartering
Yeah,
to
yeah.
us.
That's it.
Chest.
Yes. Right on that shoulder. It'll go right through, right into the other side. Okay, watch him. Just watch. Wait. He's at the back now. I think he's a solid hit. Oh, he's got a broken shoulder. Wait. Oh, he's limping bad. There we go. He didn't want to die, does he? And he's still standing in the rain.
Oh, it went down.
Oh, he's down.
It went down.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray.
Long shot, man.
Holy mackerel, that was a long shot off sticks the first time. Thank you, Basana. The first shot was 375.
415.
415, right? And then
I couldn't range it. I was shaking too much.
yeah. You should have seen me behind the gun. We practice a ton off sticks, like we really do, because we don't shoot a lot at home off sticks. And I think people think, oh, it's easy to get up there and shoot off sticks, and at 100 yards it is.
Yeah.
But I think that would be the longest shot I've ever killed an animal off of sticks. You found him, Dakota. Good girl.
Look at that, TJ.
Oh, beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice pull, TJ.
So once they start to get that mop on their head and on their forehead, that's how you know they're starting to get mature. And then they turn. You can see he's just that shade of blue. There's very little tan, and he's probably at that perfect age. Like once they start to get older than this, they really start to wear those horns down, so you lose the length. So the perfect scenario is to find one that is about this age, nice and mature, but still hasn't started to rub his horns. And this guy is perfect. Well, Ray, that worked out. We, looking up from the bottom, it looked like it was going to be a really tough stock.
Yeah, well, I mean, he came over this ridge and onto this big flat ground, yeah, and, I was uncertain about how we were going to find him if he just stayed on this flat ground,
Yeah.
I thought he might drop into the valley over the back over there, and then he would have a chance.
Yeah.
But the wind was good for us.
Yeah, well, and it was kind of bad for a bit there. It hit our backs, but I think it was just the thermals coming up the
Like
hill,
big
and
stones,
on top here it was blowing still toward us,
Yeah.
so that were good. But, we came out probably the only place we could have got a shot from.
Yeah, we actually got quite lucky because not knowing the terrain,
Yeah.
we just came up in the perfect place. So it literally followed up where he came up. And he came over to this open area over here, but it was a long ways.
Yeah, if we'd have tried to come up here, though, I think there were so many cows, I didn't even count them, but there had to be 8 or 10.
I think we'd have walked straight onto them.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we would have walked up onto them. So it worked out perfect. It was still a long pull.
It was. They say it's the longest shot I've ever made on an animal off of sticks, over 400 yards. So they say we practice a lot, and I was confident. And I think that's the thing, is get up on those sticks, see how it feels, and if you're not confident, walk away. But I mean, for us, this is one of the animals when you come here. I don't care how many times you come, you should hunt it. Like it's just probably one of the best hunts there is. And
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's it's my favorite animal. It's mystic. It's huge. It can hide away. There's everything about it. It's just that we don't hunt. You don't hunt them as many as you hunt kudu. You know,
Yeah.
kudu is also a magnificent animal to hunt in this terrain, but you know, you only get to shoot 6 or 8 of these beauties in a year. You
Yeah.
know, and that's what makes it wonderful.
Well, I mean, it takes a long time for them to grow old, so there isn't a lot of big bulls around. And
Yeah, it's going to take as long as a buffalo to mature, really.
Yeah.
You know, that buffalo. So
well, if you've ever thought about coming to Africa, you should. And if you've ever thought about coming to Africa, you should come hunt with Ray. It's an amazing experience. Forget everything you think you know about South Africa. Come here, and we brought several people here to hunt, and everybody's kind of gone, this is as different as you described, and
Exactly.
this is real deal hunting. And as always, we'll have all of Ray's information at the end of the show. And I see we got the truck right here, which was a real bonus.
beautifully put
I think Vanessa can lift him in the truck.
with the winch handle.
Yeah.
I'll just get the gate.
Yeah, get the gates. All right, we're going to get him in the truck and get him home, get him processed. And that's the great thing here, though. You just take the whole animal. You don't do anything in the field because you have nice, clean processing facilities at home, and the meat's handled very carefully. So
And there's a lot of meat, and we're going to eat nicely on this big boy.
we are.
Within 2 days, we'll be eating those fillers.
Awesome. For more information on the incredible free-range hunting opportunities available on the Eastern Cape of South Africa with Lalapa Safaris, contact Raymond Kemp at lalapasafaris.co.za. Outdoor Quest TV is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.